Hey everybody, it's the Black Powder Beginner. Welcome to another episode of Percussion Discussions at the Table. And I've kind of been neglecting my At the Table series because I've been doing a lot of things. You can see by the table here. But I wanted to start showing you guys more of what I do aside from range day. You know, I do the range days, but I do a lot of things to prepare for range days and a lot of things I've figured out and found out. And one of the things that I wanted to show you that I haven't done is an up-close look at my Thompson Center White Mountain Carbine. And it's a 22-inch barrel. It is a cap lock, of course. And I bought it off Gunbroker, and it's a pretty decent rifle. The problem, because there is a problem, the problem is that when you buy rifles, revolvers, anything off of a website or anything like that, you kind of have to trust the pictures. And if they don't have enough pictures, then you just kind of got to trust your instincts and see what the descriptions that they give. Well, this particular rifle, the seller said that it was part of an estate, which means more or less that someone had it, they loved it for a little bit, and then they set it away for a little while, and it just wasn't used. And so, of course, I have already shot this rifle once before. Well, the first time when I got it, when the person that sold it to me sent it to me, the first thing that I always do when it comes to revolvers or rifles is I clean them. I take them apart and I clean them to my specifications. Well, the first time I ran some soap and water through the bore, the water came out maroon, which means there was quite a bit of rust in the bore of this rifle. Well, okay. I ran some patches through it. I cleaned it up to my specifications, and everything seemed to be okay. I did fire it. If you look back at my last video or the video before, range day with the White Mountain Carbine, then yes, you see that I shot it. When I went to clean it after that range day, once again, the water came out maroon, which caused me a bit of trepidation because I'm thinking to myself, I already took care of the rust issue with the first cleaning. No. So then, of course, what I thought I needed to do, my best bet would be, is to buy this. And this is an endoscope. And this scope, I got it for $50 off of Amazon. It wasn't very expensive, but it does have the probe with the camera and the lights. And you guys are going to see something special today because we're going to take a look down this barrel. And then we'll go from there. So basically what we're going to do is, well, we're going to take a bathroom break, grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, whatever it is that you're going to need to get, because this is going to be a long video. But let's get started. All right, we're back at the table. So I have the White Mountain Carbine, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the barrel out of the stock so that it's easier to work with. So no different than a black powder revolver when it comes to there is a wedge. You just saw me knock the wedge out. I take the ramrod out. The hammer is at half cock. I might just pull it all the way back. And then you just lift it out. So we'll sit that, let's just sit it over here. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the nitty gritty of the situation. You know, take, well, if you've seen any of my videos before, you'll know that I tend to kind of get quiet when I'm kind of figuring out the things that I need to do. So if there's some moments of silence, it's because I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything that I need done. But let's get to it. So as you can see, there's the light. And down. Wait, you know what? Instead of me holding this, because I want to show you. So I'm hoping you can see this, but that is down the bore. And as you can see, I hope you can see that. The rifling is pretty good. It's pretty defined. But there is a lot of rust. I believe that those little specks is leading in the barrel. And it's not bad. It's surface rust. It doesn't seem like there's any pitting or anything. Okay, we gotta put a little bit more length on it, but I want to make sure that you guys see this. And so that is the breech. That is the end of the barrel. Right there is a hole where the fire comes through from the nipple. And there you go. I mean, it's this thing is pretty awesome for $50. Comes out pretty good. I mean, it's got a lot of lead to it. I mean, you can see all of the lead to it, but so it makes it difficult kind of to control. You gotta have yourself in good position. But yeah. So that is, and when you get closer to the breech, there's more rust. I mean, I'm pulling it back out, and there is quite a bit of rust towards the end of the barrel at the breech, or what I would call the breech. you get closer to the loading end, the muzzle end, it's bad, but it's not that bad. But I hope you guys can see this. I'm trying to make sure that I get it within the camera range. But this is what we're going to be taking care of. And like I said, the rifling looks good. A little bit of leading. There's some lead pieces hanging out. But this is what the inside of your muzzle loader looks like. The inside of the bore. So, needless to say, I've got some work to do. And that work, I'm going to need this later. And that work is concerning this barrel. We saw what it looks like. So at the very end, there, when you're dealing with a muzzle loader, such as these, there's no pass through. You have an end. And with that being said, it's quite difficult to, kind of go through and get it as clean as possible. But there is a way to do it. And in the research that I have done, there is a way. So let's get started with that. There's a process to this that I have learned, and that is that there's cleaning, there's oiling, and when you have a barrel like this, you have to remove the rust, and you have to use something that is abrasive. So this is copper wool. It's very fine. It's like it's close to hair, is what it is. Even though it kind of looks like it, but that's the way it feels. The consistency of it feeling is similar to hair, rough hair. So we're going to take some of this and we are going to take it down the barrel. I usually have a cleaning rod, and I do have quite a few cleaning rods that I just gotten a lot of cleaning stuff, but I'm going to try to keep this as simple as possible. And because this is not the ramrod that comes with this is not wood. It's not a wood ramrod. I'm going to use this to um, go through the cleaning steps and the oiling steps and the kind of honing steps that I'm going to do with this barrel. So before I get started with anything else, I'm going to take the loading jag off, and I bought a pack of, I bought a pack, geez, okay. I bought a pack of mops, 50 caliber mops, and a mop is this here, and 5 mops, 5 brushes, and they're the brass phosphorus brush. So let's see if we can use it on the nope. A little bit too small. So I also bought, and this is stuff that I feel like everybody that is getting into muzzle loaders, you need this stuff. It's a laundry list of stuff, unless you're gonna have other people do like some of the work for you. But if you want to just do it, if you want to do it yourself, I'm a do it yourselfer. So if you want to just do it yourself, there's quite a bit of things that you need just to make life a little easier. And one of the things is this. Oh shoot, is this kit here, which all it is different attachments. Well, not so much attachments, but different adapters. Adapters is the word that I'm looking for. For oh shoot, and it's messy. You got to be careful. But different adapters for the different jags and cleaning, the different jags for cleaning and loading. And that is too big. So that one is screwing in. I don't know why I'm using, it probably is too, yeah, that's not gonna, okay, I need to find one that is going to fit what I'm using it for, and then, and I'm gonna keep this stuff. I'm this is I'm not teaching you anything. This is not something I'm teaching you. I'm learning. We're kind of learning together. We're learning together on this. Hush. That's my dog Otis back there snorting. But okay. So my plan was to boil some water and to boil some water and take it down the barrel and all of that good stuff. But I don't want to deal with the boiling water. I feel like most people, including myself, are not going to go to extraordinary lengths to do this type of stuff. So it's going to be, now this water, my sink water gets hot. That's the only way I like for the water to get hot, but I wanted to have like boiling water. And something else, I'm also leaving the nipple in because I want a little bit of water in here to stay in here so that it kind of, I'm making a mess. So it kind of has some place to go. Well, doesn't have some place to go. So so when I'm using the brush, it'll kind of do what it needs to do. Let's just say that. And while I'm thinking about it, I use Simple Green as a cleaner. I have some board solvent. I've never used it, but what I usually use, and I'm just going to stick to what I usually use, is some dishwashing liquid. And I just kick a couple drops down, and then some Simple Green in a spray bottle. And of course, it's gonna, because it's a nipple, it does pass. But matter of fact, so I'm just going to And that's so what you're gonna learn is what I've learned is that when you're working with, and that's why you should use a rod, I guess, that has the handle in the back. But quite honestly, quite honestly, I've gotten my cleaning rods jammed down in here into these barrels quite a few times. It's very difficult to get out, and I'm hoping I don't do that right now. But what's going to end up happening is it's probably going to happen. You just saw me power this thing out of here. Ah, did that break off? I think it did. Man, well, damn it. This shit makes you not even want to fucking do it no more. I'm gonna leave that in there. Most of it. Most of it I'm gonna leave in there. Because you guys gotta see what happens. And this stuff tends to happen to me quite a bit. I don't know if I'm just cursed or I'm cursed. One of the two. Or both. But definitely it's frustrating. You want things to work, but when it comes to this muzzle loading stuff, what I've figured out is most of the time, most of the time, things don't work the way you want it to, or the way you expect it to. Gotten all messed up, so now I'm just kind of winging it. So, and I hope you guys appreciate the fact that I am a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to certain things, and it is difficult for things not to work for me, and for me to just be like, oh well, it'll be all right. Because I want things to work properly the first time. So, with that being said, and I don't know where I did. Oh, dang it! I don't know what I did with the. I think I put it back in here, but ran it down with the brush. So I'm gonna rinse it. I'm gonna rinse it a couple times, and now that I've done the brush for the first time, I'm going to take the nipple out so I can flush it. So I can flush it a little bit better. Oh, God. So as you can see this, the water is coming out clear. But it seems like the barrel is heating up because this water is hot. And I know you're like, well, you're using your bare hand to kind of direct the water into the barrel. Yes, I am doing that only because I have alligator skin. The palms of my hand, it's red because the water is hot, but it doesn't bother me as much because, like my mother, I was not forced, but I had to wash dishes when I was a kid, and she preferred that the water be scalding hot. And so now that I'm a grown man, an old man at that, scalding hot water out the tap doesn't bother me. Now, scalding hot water from a boiling pot would bother me, but this, no. But it is sufficient enough if I don't get it all over the counter and everywhere else. It is sufficient enough to do what we needed to do. And what we needed to do is rinse the board. So now that should be pretty easy and simple. And well, that should be enough of what we need. Just that those couple passes, getting stuck, bringing it out. And then let's take a look. And this is waterproof, supposed to be. Supposedly it's waterproof. So let's see what it does. Oh, shoot. Get in there. Dang. Oh, can we get some zoom in before I do anything else? The right thing to have done. And like I said, I'm thrown off because of that brush getting stuck in there. What I should have done was dry the bore. Drying the bore would have been a good idea. So let's do that now. And I'm only using one patch. Whoa. And as you can, shoot. You can see that it's not. I think we all know what that means. I think we definitely know what that means. Which we already knew. is what was going to happen. Now, now it's coming out a little bit cleaner, and that's how it tricks you. Yeah, so that comes out good, right? So we think. Now let's see how the bore looks with a bore scope. Oh shoot, stay up. Okay, so if you can see that, I believe that you can. We're going to go all the way down to the breech. And the farther down, and it's looking like it's getting wet. Bore is still wet down that way. But you can tell by the color difference. It's darker closer to the end. There's more of the actual bore showing other than rust. The closer you get to the breech, you see how the color is changing? There's less dark spots, more because there's more rust down towards the end here than there is up here. And I'm talking like an expert, but that's just common sense. So we have more work to do, basically. So with that being said, well, I could take it down with the brush again, but you know what? I'm not going to. I think, and I apologize for the noise, but I'm going through my box of cleaning supplies, and I'm getting some stuff that I bought, and it's blast from the past stuff, but I like blast from the past stuff. So what I read in trying to figure out how to remove that rust is after you do the cleaning. So we've basically done the cleaning. I'd already cleaned it before, but I used that brush, which it actually performed pretty well. And I kind of want to use it again, but I'm not going to because I'm going to try this now. And this may not work. Ooh, this is the first time that I've opened this. I have some Hoppy's gun grease, but it's white. This is not white. And as you can look at the packaging, this stuff is from the 70s. the 60s or the 70s, but I bet you it still works. We're gonna see. Like I said, blast from the past. Hoppy's lubricating oil. I have the exact same bottle, but it's a newer version. Matter of fact, hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. So this is the bottle that I just bought a few months ago, running low. This is the stuff that I bought out of that off gun broker. This is a batch of cleaning supplies stuff and oiling stuff. Same hoppies, different labels. Okay. Gun grease, different labels. These are the more modern labels. These are the more antique labels. We're going to see if the stuff works. That's what we're going to do. So let me make sure. Well, I just got that hanging out like that. You know what? Better yet, let's take that initial off of there. And let's make sure that we have what we need to attach the mop. And once again, I'm gonna have to go through instead of me sitting it to the side. Oh, that didn't. That's close, but not quite. I don't know. Where's the one I just used? I think this was one. This one was it. You know what? No, it's not. It's not the one I just used because I believe this is the one I just used. Yep, it is. Hopefully we're able to keep it all intact. So I'm just going to take my fingers. Yeah, no, but yeah, smells similar. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't look the same. Here's the more modern stuff. It comes out like it's like a cream. This stuff is like the older stuff is like a oil, like it's just a solid oil. But we're gonna put both of them down there because I believe in overkill. That's what I believe in. Oh baby, yeah, that is ridiculous. It's not gonna come out of there. Is it gonna come out of there? Oh, that is horrendous. But then again, we already knew what it was gonna do. So take the excess. And like I said, this is not a how-to video, but if you can glean a little bit from it and say, okay, well, I see what he's doing and maybe I can improve upon it. Whoa. Okay. All right. Well, we can probably chuck this mop. And we can get it off of the. Okay. Because once again, I'm going to use the ramrod to, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't use a. Maybe I should actually use an actual cleaning rod. But the ramrod works so well. Oops. And I just threw that away because it's never going to be beautiful again. So, all right. So now like I said, I read some posts and whatnot about doing this. So what the point was supposed to be for running the grease down was to make sure you have proper lubrication when you're taking this stuff down. So you're supposed to take a patch and connect it to the patch. Well, lay it on the patch and then run it down, but it needs to be highly lubricated. But well, maybe I should do that. Let's learn how to follow directions. How about I do that? How about I learn how to follow directions? So you're supposed to liberally lubricate the copper wool, and we're going to throw a little bit down there too. And then take it down. And like I said, I'm brand new to this stuff. So if this is the first time you've seen something like this, guess what? It's the first time that I've done something like this. So, hey, this is more for entertainment purposes than for educational purposes. And I'm going to do it anyway, so I might as well do it on camera and show my. Ooh, hell no. That is too much. That is too much copper wool, I believe. Or the patch is impeding it. It's supposed to be a snug. They say a snug fit. Yeah, nah. They say it's a tight fit, but not too tight, because you're gonna get it stuck down in there, which is looking like it's gonna happen any damn way. Because this is not going the way I envisioned from the beginning. Nope. And what I'm saying, if I have to power it in any way, then it's too much. It's not gonna do the do. So I'm trying to figure out. Uh, oh, no, not even a little bit. And it may be because of the patch. Maybe I can just run this down by itself, but oh no. That may be. I mean, if you're using the patch, I mean, what's the keep? I don't know. I don't think you really need the patch. I think you do need the patch in a sense, in principle, but what I really think is that, and that just went down in there. Ooh wee. Okay. So it was the patch that was actually impeding this, but I'm gonna take it down again. Like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this. And I probably could to be honest, I probably could have gotten away with maybe just oiling that brush and not going through all of this. But I wanted to do it right. If anybody out there is watching this is like me in any sense, in any way, shape, or form, then you know that you want to do it exactly to a T. You don't want to be out here freestyling. You don't. You don't want to just do whatever because you care about it. It's important to you, just like it's important to me. Oh, I don't think that was a good idea because I forced that. That was a force. it came out because I was afraid it wasn't going to come out. And this is a messy proposition with all of this oil. But if y'all can hear, and my hands are slick, but if y'all can hear through the mic on my chest how this thing sounds, it doesn't sound the best. But I guess, and as I do it more, it's becoming easier and easier to pull it out, for it to go down and for it to come back up. So I hope you're seeing this. So I'm going to continue this a few more times. Let's use some of the old school. It looks the same and smells the same. Okay, so must be the same. Works for me. Okay, this may be too much. Ooh, 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 ooh. I mean, every single time down the barrel is like rolling the dice for me. Every single time. I mean, it is scary. Now, it's not going to come out easy this time because I waited maybe. I don't know. Oh no, it came out okay. So, and I have never worked with copper wool. I didn't even know that there was such a thing as copper wool, to be honest. You learn something new every day when you're dealing with muzzle loaders. And it's a good thing. Okay, so I've used 3 pieces of copper wool, a boatload of oil, and ran it down about 3 times a piece, which probably isn't enough, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Your guess is as good as mine. And if you're still with me, I'm sure you're thinking in your head, man, this dude tearing stuff up. What is his problem? Uh, well, it's holy crap. You know what? I probably would have done better. There you go. No change. I probably would have done better with just the only real change, and I'll show you copper pieces. I don't know if you can see that or not. And a bunch of copper down at the bottom. There you go. So that that is what I'll call an epic fail. And maybe I need to be more patient, and maybe I need to use the brush. I'm thinking I'm thinking the brush might be more advantageous for this, only because it it really does, it's rough. It really does the job. So if I don't want to stand here for 130,000 years hoping that the copper will do the job, I'm going to switch to the brush and try to expedite this nonsense. But I'll save you the trouble of watching this part, and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so after quite a few passes, I've used all of my brushes. I still have one on here, and I was trying to switch them up just so that I wouldn't redeposit rust if I'm taking any off, which I believe that I am by the looks of the paper towels that I'm using to kind of block the oil from the brushes. But just to double check, let's go back to the scope again and see what it looks like. Uh, well, oops, I'm probably, yeah, got to kind of make sure that the camera is not gummed up. That might help. Well, I mean, there we go. I mean, it's not, and because of all of the oil, I believe it's not. Holy crap! What the hell? I think that's oil. Yeah, that's. I believe that's all oil. I mean, you're looking at it, it's like, why does it look like that? But that's oil. That's oil down in the breech. But it's hard to get a clear picture because, ooh, goopy, because there's so much oil. But from the looks of it, I don't think I'm making much progress. So I think this is going to be a I think this is going to be a process. I planned on doing this today, getting it taken care of, knocking it out. So then tomorrow I can shoot it. But now I'm kind of thinking, and I'm going to hit it with the mop. I'm going to hit the board with the mop. But now I'm kind of thinking maybe I should, yeah, see, look, that's just off the ramrod. But now I'm thinking maybe, oh yeah, that's oil. Maybe this might be oh Jesus. This might be a longer process than I anticipated. And yeah, it most definitely is. And I'm just karate chopping these mops when I got patches. Oh my, and it just occurred to me, like, why are you using a mop when you can use a patch? And throw the patch away instead of throwing away all your mops. Jeez. Is that gonna fit? Nope. Oh. Okay. Okay. So it's clear to me now more than ever that when you're dealing with muzzleloaders, nothing is a quick fix. Nothing. There is no such thing as I'm gonna take care of this real quick and then I'll be good to go. Maybe, maybe with a modern firearm, yeah. 9 times out of 10, look at that. There you go. 9 times out of 10, with the modern firearm, you clean it, You oil it, you sit it somewhere till the next time. Now you can do the same thing, in my opinion. You can do the same thing with one of these. I mean, you can, but you have to do it all the time. Every single time you shoot, and you have to have the right stuff. And I'm learning now, and I have to learn as I go along that you have to get the right stuff. And if you're anything like me, I'm a right now type of guy. I don't like, well, let me wait. When I have my mind set on something, I have my mind set on something, and it's non-negotiable. So, with that being said, here we are. Now, I'm kind of thinking and wondering what I should do next. And because the information that I got, it made it seem like the process, once you did it, once you did it, once you did the process, it wouldn't take very long, and you're just gonna be done, right? No, 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 no. This is not. That's not what's happening here. Even though, and it kind of seems like I'm not making any progress. So when you there's such a thing as determination and and what I call, it's not a word, but I made it a word, and detrimentation. Determination and detrimentation. So you have determination where you are determined to solve the problem or reach the goal no matter what. But then there's detrimentation, which is to your detriment. You can I can continue to beat on this bore in this barrel, and it may never be right because I don't know the history of it. There's no provenance behind it. There's no history behind it. It's other than it's from an estate sale. And that's it. But from the looks of it, I mean, the wood doesn't look like that. The furniture on it looks good. And quite honestly, a person could have just maybe bought some furniture. Maybe it was in bad shape. And this thing was sitting up under 2 feet of water for 3 years. Who knows? What I do know, what I do know is that it is a battle. It's an absolute battle. Now I'm just running patches down just because I'm getting ready to say, hey, this is not going to be a show rifle. So maybe, and I'm not going to be using this for competition. So maybe I just end it as far as ending it as far as not continuing to work on the barrel, but I want to solve I want to solve the problem. I'm determined to get this barrel to very, or the bore to very nice condition. Because quite honestly, I've come this far. I've come this far. I've come this far. I might as well continue. But I don't want to be banging away at this forever. Because I would like to have a range day. Even if I don't actually record it, I would just like to go to the range and shoot this thing. I've only shot it once. It seems like a good shooter, even with the barrel being all beat up like this. So, like I said, I'm gonna post this. This video is going on my channel. So I'm gonna ask you guys: would you continue to beat on a bore or a barrel, or work on something that seems like you're not getting anywhere with, or would you just do the best you can for the moment and then say, you know what, that's it? Now that's quite a few. That's quite a few patches. And you know what? I'm just gonna knock out the rest of this stack, and then after that, we'll take a look and see what we have. But I'll be right back. Ran through the stack of patches, and now we're gonna see what the barrel looks like again. Mm, well, mm, well, that's the breach, and I believe that is that gun grease, that Hoppy's gun grease down in there. So I'm gonna have to hit it with a whole lot of water because that stuff is thick. But there's how the bore looks. I mean, there's some improvement. There's some improvement. And I'm inclined, I have some Hoppy's bore solvent, which is from the same era as this stuff here. But I'm wondering if I should give it a try. I'm most likely gonna have to because that's a lot of grease down in that breech. And if I'm gonna shoot this thing, then that grease is gonna have to get out of there. But I've never used a bore solvent. I have no idea what it is supposed to do, let alone if it will do what it's supposed to do. Because I don't know what it's supposed to do in the first place. I've never used it. Now I can look up and kind of see what it gets me, but you know what? I yeah, yeah, me. You know, I just I just don't know when to say when, you know? So it says something. Use with the cleaning pad, saturate one well with the Hoppies 9, push it slowly through the bore from breech and out muzzle. Unfortunately, you can't do that with this. So, this will take out bulk of fouling. Swab with another patch, working rod both ways. Put on a dry patch, rub well, change patches until one comes out clean. Examine the bore. If no dark spots are seen, saturate a patch with Hoppies number 9 and push through slowly so as to ooh, anoint all the bore to prevent rust in capital letters. If the firearm is to be put away for a time, go over it once or twice on succeeding days, removing any gas fouling brought out of expansion cracks overnight by number 9. For neglected bores, a bristle brush may be used. Never plug up the bore. Do not soak nickel-plated firearms in Hoppy 9. Wipe nickel surfaces dry after cleaning. Well, well, well. You know, I may, I may just be kidding myself here. I may just be kidding myself. Mm, this smells like turpentine for real. You know, yeah, I might just be fooling myself. But the oh, it's brown. Brown. I don't know if it's supposed to be brown. This stuff is old. I don't know if it's supposed to be brown, folks. But it is. And guess what? I'm gonna put the shit. I'm gonna put the shit down in here. Fuck it. I mean, oh shit. What do you want me to do? It's not. Listen, listen. Look here. It's not my fault. I enjoy black powder percussion firearms of almost every kind. Almost. What I don't enjoy, I don't know. I don't know. This stuff may be diluted. What I don't enjoy is cleaning up after other people's failings. If you fail to clean your rifles or your revolvers, shame on you. You know, I'll do you one better. Wait a second. Because like I said, I bought, and I hope you guys can hear me. My mic is on my chest. But I bought, oh, I'm going to show you something else. Let's have some fun with it. Pardon me, guys. I'm looking through this Boxo cleaning junk from 1960, whatever. But yeah. Okay. Watch this. I was gonna show you something else. Oh, this is one of the things that I bought on Gun Broker. It is a clean kit, and it doesn't have a date on it. But from the looks of the pictures on here and the words and the colors, old. Old. But it's in great shape. It's a whole cleaning kit with the guy in it. But it has some of the same solvents as this one here. But this one looks like, if you look at I don't know if you can see that, but if you look at the labels, this one looks like it's been sitting in a garage somewhere up under stuff. And probably smells like it too. But this one has been inside this kit. Everything looks good. It's missing. I don't think it's missing anything. No, it's not. It's not. It's not missing a thing. Everything is just like it's supposed to be. Jazzy. But anyway, that's that. Now, I want you guys to see this. Only because when I saw it earlier, I was like, wowzers. This is a Hoppy's gun grease box. And if you look at this. Look at that stuff. I don't know when this is from. But if you look at it, it looks old. This looks old compared to, I just bought this one and I've been using it, you can see. But if you look at the coloring, well, here. Look at that and you look at this. This I just bought a couple months ago. This has been somewhere. It has been in the world somewhere. I'm not going to use it. I might just keep this for historical value. I mean, it's advertising for you to find this stuff at the hardware store. Like, for real? Hardware store? Jeez. What was y'all doing back in the day? And it has, look, it has the guy's name. Frank A. Hoppy Incorporated has his address in Philly on it. I mean, old school. But anyway, let's see if this stuff is brown. I don't think it is. Wait a minute. It smells similar, but not exactly the same. We're gonna see. If this shit comes out clear, I'm throwing that in the trash. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If this comes out clear, that shit's going in the trash. Cause it is no good. Better not come out clear. It's gonna come out clear. Oh shit. Well, I'm just pouring it all over the place. Well, it's brown, but it's not as brown as this stuff. Oh my God. No. It is brown, but it's definitely not as brown as the other shit. Oh. Mm. I mean, you put this stuff down the board, it smells like you've been painting stuff. Well, folks, this right here is going to have to be retired to the trash because I don't think that was the good one. I'm going to keep this good. This stuff seems good. I'm going to keep it in that kit just for historical sake. And what I should do is resell some of this stuff. But I'm a bit of a hoarder when I like stuff. And I like this type of stuff. I mean, look at it. It's a piece of history. I'm using a piece of history and pouring it all over the damn sink. But I'm using a piece of history, even if I'm spilling it everywhere. So we're gonna get some history going down this barrel. And I forgot what it said on the I forgot what it said on the bottle already. With my senile ass. But and I mean it's gonna take me 2 hours just to clean up all this crap, but we're gonna keep it moving. Dry patches down the barrel, down the bore. Go. Oh, it said I could use a brush. That's what I was getting ready to do. I mean, this might be a lost cause. This might be a lost cause. I'm going to put some more of this turpentine on here. Dang, I hate that I messed the label up. Oops. Am I pouring it out? Well, skip it. Let's do it like that, which is what I should have done in the first place. God. I get so excited about this junk that common sense doesn't hit until the excitement wears off. All right, yeah. All right. Let's do some ridiculous junk right now. Let's see if it works. Oh, that shit ain't gonna come out. Wait a second. Holy free holies. That, I mean, all right, one more time. All right. Okay. And I think if this doesn't work, if this doesn't make a change of some sort, and I mean, ooh, you got to put the cap on this stuff, bro. You got to put the cap on this. I don't know how you guys, anybody that was doing this stuff in the 60s or the 70s, Mr. Keith, I don't know how y'all could deal with these chemicals, how they smell. Y'all was in the house getting loopy because this stuff is loosening me up real good right now. What? Wow. Okay. All right. All right. We might be doing something. Huh. That's that's something else. That is something else. I mean, we might have ourselves a winner here. We might have ourselves a winner because this, I mean, it's really doing something. It's definitely doing something. I mean, it's definitely more coming out than I thought was going to. I thought once we saw the board the last time, it was pretty much over. You know, it was kind of just like, all right, well, war of attrition, and I'm losing. The board is winning. I am losing. But it's actually, that board solving is actually doing something. It's pulling more. It's pulling more. It's pulling more off. Put that back through. It's pulling more off than I thought it would. So maybe I should have used this the entire time. I just didn't think it would work coming out of that 4,000-year-old kit. But I thought maybe the grease would work, the lubricating oil would work, but not the solvent. I mean, it actually, I'm sure I wonder. Uh, I wonder if there's some patch cloth. I wonder. Oh, they're in there. They're in there. All right, get back in there. And there's a little bit of lubricating oil in there too. Still. I don't know. I'm getting sidetracked. I'm gonna have to take a break in a minute though, because that solvent is making the air quite thick in here, and I'm starting to get a tad lightheaded, to be honest. But before I do that, let's go to the scope. We'll go to the scope, and we're gonna see what kind of nonsense is happening now. Okay. Um. Oh. Well. Hmm. Now, ain't that something? Okay. So this is gonna have to be washed, but that is the breach. This little area right here, that's all grease. That's all that grease that I put down in there. But if you really look at it, all that area right here, that used to be all covered in rust, but it's not anymore. And in actuality, it looks better than it did. There is there is some progress. Let me just go back. I'm sure I got you in the I guys got you in the frame. But yeah, grease. But you can actually see some black right here. The actual part of the bore that is the bore and not rust. I mean, I think I'm gonna have to continue to work on this, and I believe I'm gonna have to postpone range day. I think I'm gonna have to work on this tomorrow as well because I want to get most of this out. I mean, it's relatively okay considering, and I don't think, to be honest, to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it pristine. Well, YouTube fam, I am going to end the video here because I think I need to kind of take a second and think about what I really want to do. I mean, I could continue on running patches down, running the brush down, using the solvent, and maybe eventually it'll get to fairly good as far as the bore goes. Or I can just stop right here and just say close enough. I'm inclined to keep pushing a little bit because I want it to I want to get as much of that rust out as possible. It's important for me to get the rust out as much as possible. The only problem is, how much is it going to take? I mean, honestly, how much is it going to take? And I think that it's going to take a lot more than what I'm willing to do. Because I've shot it. It was worse than this when I shot it. You guys saw it. Beginning of the video. You guys saw what it looked like. So I'm a black powder beginner. I appreciate you watching this ridiculously long episode of Percussion Discussions at the Table and the Sink. And I'll see you next time.